What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Creative Pineapple. Today we're going to be talking about creating abstract art using Silk Interactive Generative Art. So that's a lot of big words, but two of the words that we're going to be focusing on today are abstract and generative, okay? So abstract is just kinds of art that aren't supposed to represent something specific. So, sometimes you might draw a picture of a landscape or of a person walking down the street or a person riding a bicycle. You might draw a house or a field. Abstract art is when we draw things that are not actually real. So people might make splashes across their campus or drizzle across their canvas or drizzle paint in a pattern that looks interesting. So abstract art is a way of expressing how you feel without it having to be limited by being something in real life. So you use colors and shapes and designs to express the things that you're feeling. Now, the second word is generative. So generative art means that it is following a pattern or it's using a system to make a kind of art that looks a certain way. So that's kind of confusing, but basically think about it as maybe you tell the computer that every time you draw a line, you're going to draw one line over here and one line over here. But then when it draws those lines, those are still lines. So it's going to draw another one here and another one here, and it's going to keep going until it builds a shape and an interactive pattern. Not interactive, generative pattern, because it's generating different pieces of art based on what you draw. So Silk is one kind of generative art. So what you're going to do is go into Google Classroom and click on the link that I have there for your assignment, and it's going to bring you to this website. You can also type in weavesilk.com, and let's see what we can do. So what I'm going to do is you're going to click on it first, and then that's going to go away, and then you're left with this blank canvas. Now, if we just click and drag, it's going to make some pattern like this. And the longer you hold in different places, the brighter it's going to be because it keeps generating more lines around where your mouse is. And the faster you draw, the more extra lines it's going to make, but they're going to be light. Okay? So we can keep drawing like this, and it's making a piece of art. Now we have something that almost looks like the bat symbol or Spider-Man or something like that. Actually, it kind of looks like a dove, which is cool because our Do Now today was about our favorite songs. And for mine, it was one that represented peace. So I'm going to clear this all out. If you click undo, it'll just undo one step. I only did one step, so that'll work. But also, all of these settings can be popped down. So if you click on controls, this will open up and you'll have all of this that you can use. Also, if you ever get stuck, you can click on this new button and it'll just get rid of whatever you did. So let's say I make one line, two lines, three lines. Sorry, my computer's having trouble keeping up. Four lines. We'll make a slow and wobbly one over here. Five lines. Then, and I don't like any of that, I can just click on new and it'll get rid of everything that I made. Now in the controls, we have several different options. Number one, we can change the color. So right now it's a mix of blue and green. But if I wanted, let's say I just wanted to make yellow, then I can just click on yellow and start creating in here, and it keeps it just yellow. And in here, since it's on the black, it kind of looks golden. So it's kind of pretty. Or you can use these different colors. This gray one is actually really light gray. It's kind of more silvery than gray, especially if you hold it down. Then it starts filling it up and it gets lighter and lighter until you have like a silver look. But what you can also do is mix the colors. So let's say I wanted pink and gray or a silvery pink, then you can use that and they'll kind of mix together to have some parts gray, some parts pink. It's going to look a little bit different than if it was just gray and a little bit different than if it was just pink. So you can mix them as well. You can also add how much your symmetry is. So we're going to talk about symmetry and radial symmetry later this year, but on here it uses radial symmetry. So that means that rotating around any point, we have other copies of whatever you're drawing. So if I go up to twofold, then we have two pieces that are rotating around the middle. Now, I also have mirror across center on. So if I turn that off, you're only going to see those twofold rotational ones. So if I put it up, the other dot is at the bottom. So as I rotate this around, drawing, The other side is going to copy it, but on the other side. So see, on this side, we have it down here. Up there, we have it up there. So it changes where you are based on rotation. So let me clear this out so you can see it a little bit better. If I'm dragging up here, it's also copying what I'm doing down on the bottom. It rotated around. Okay, so let me boost this up and let's go up to 5-fold radial symmetry. And that means 5 ways around this circle, it's going to be copying what I'm doing. So there's going to be 5 copies. And the cool part about that is that it makes really cool patterns. And the more you go over the different pieces, the darker and easier to see they're going to get. It starts really light so that it gives you a lot of control over what you're making. So now we have this cool thing that looks like maybe 5 birds' eggs in a nest. And then if you mirror it across the center, let me go back down to 1 fold or no rotational symmetry. So it's just drawing what I'm doing. I'm going to clear this out. Let's choose a different color for this one. Maybe I'm going to choose orange and blue, our complementary colors. If I click mirror across the center, then basically what this one is doing is whatever you do is going to do the same thing on the other side, just going across the middle. So I'm doing something over here. Maybe we can make some angel wing type things. We have the inside of the wing, and then we'll have some outside of the wing. The cool thing about angel wings is that they spread out really far. So this is not going to work super well, but we'll have something. Okay, so we have something like that. Let's highlight this back piece, and maybe we'll put some more branching out up here. And we can kind of get butterfly wings in there as well. Okay, so what you can do after that, this last control is spiraling towards the center. So if I turn that on, basically whatever is happening gets spiraled in towards the center. That one's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm drawing out here, and then you can see that further down and down and down, it's going in towards the center. So I'll clear this out. We have right now everything is off except spiraling towards the center. So if I make stuff around the outside, it's kind of like we're looking into a mirror that goes off into infinity. It just goes down and down and down towards the middle. So then the cool thing is you can add all of those together. So if I pull this rotational symmetry all the way up to the top, I mirror it across the center. Actually, let's pull this all the way up to 6. I'm going to mirror it across the center and spiral it. And let's choose a new color for this one. I'm going to do yellow and purple, which is another complementary color scheme. And now it's going to take a little bit longer for the computer because it's a lot of calculating. But what I'm doing is being mirrored, rotated, and spiraled down to the middle. So as I make different things, it's making patterns. Now on top of that, let's put some, I'm going to put just some yellow, so it's kind of gold. And I'm going to add another thing. Maybe I will turn off the spiraling, and I will put it down to 3-fold symmetry. And I'm going to start putting some gold in here to match the pattern. And I'm just going to swirl around a bit and see if I can make the centerpiece really pop because it's dark and dramatic. So I'm going to fill up this outside ring. Give it like a little highlight. Oof, I like that. We got kind of a triangle thing going here. All right, and then we've got the star in the middle, that 6-pointed star, and that is about all. So I'm ready to turn this in. This is going to be one of my 3 pictures. So what I'm going to do is click on this little camera button, click on it, and it's going to save a picture of what I made, just basically a screenshot. It'll pop up a message that says to save, right-click the thumbnail and choose Save Image As. So you're going to click on this, and to right-click, especially on your Chromebooks that don't have a right-click button, you're just going to, instead of tapping the mouse with one finger, you're going to tap it with both fingers at the same time, and that'll right-click. It'll open this option, and you can click Save Image As. Then it's going to download it as a little picture. It's probably going to be called something like download PNG. Okay. So then whenever you go into your files, you can click on downloads and you should be able to find this picture and you can upload it into the Google Slides that I provide for you or the Google Drive. okay, or Google Classroom. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I just need you to do 3 of these pictures, upload them, make them look pretty awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video on the next day. Remember, we've got curved lines today, we have abstract art, we learned about generative art, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day.